Have you ever felt like a place held a secret, like the trees were whispering stories just for you? Today, we're diving into a tale that brings that feeling to life. Welcome to our story, Milo and the Time Tree, the forest that remembered everything. In a quiet little village nestled between rolling green mountains, lived a boy named Milo. Milo wasn't like other kids who were glued to screens. His world was the great outdoors. He found joy in the simple things, the melody of a songbird, the earthy scent after a summer rain, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. His most cherished spot, the place his heart always led him, was a magnificent ancient oak tree that stood proudly in the center of the forest. The villagers had a special name for it, the Time Tree. Legends claimed it had stood for 1,000 years. A silent witness to history, holding every moment, every laugh, and every tear within its rings. It was said that the tree remembered everything that had ever happened beneath its branches. Milo, being a practical boy, loved the stories but didn't quite believe them. To him, it was just a beautiful old tree, a perfect spot to sit and sketch the world around him. But one fateful, stormy afternoon, everything he thought he knew was about to change. Milo was huddled under the vast canopy of the Time Tree, his sketchbook open, trying to capture the frantic flight of birds seeking shelter from the approaching storm. The sky grew dark. The wind howled, and then, in a blinding flash crack, a bolt of lightning, fierce and electric, struck the ancient trunk. Milo flinched, shielding his eyes. When he looked again, he couldn't believe what he saw. A shimmering, glowing doorway had appeared on the bark, right where the lightning had hit. It pulsed with a soft, ethereal light. Before Milo could even process the impossible sight, the glowing door creaked open, and a gentle voice, like the rustling of 1,000 leaves, whispered out to him. Milo, the forest of memories is fading, its light is dying. Only you can bring time back. Milo's heart hammered against his ribs. Fear and wonder battled within him. But his boundless curiosity, the very thing that led him to the forest every day, won the fight. With a deep breath, he took a step forward and walked through the luminous doorway. The world on the other side was unlike anything he had ever imagined. He was no longer in the familiar forest. Here, golden leaves floated weightlessly in the air, each one shimmering with an inner light. Ethereal, glowing creatures he'd only seen in dreams darted past him in a blur of color and light. The air itself hummed with a soft, magical energy. The voice of the Time Tree echoed around him again, its tone now filled with a deep sadness. Each part of this forest, every leaf, every stream, holds a precious memory, memories of joy, of kindness, and of hope. But they have been stolen. Stolen. By who? Milo asked, his voice small in the vast, magical space. The tree's voice grew grave. The shadow collector. He is a creature born of forgotten moments and loneliness. He feeds on the light of memories, leaving only emptiness behind. A fire ignited in Milo's chest. He looked around at the dimming glow of the forest and knew he could unlet its magic disappear. He had to help. Determined, Milo began his journey. He ran through the shimmering woods, his path lit by glowing flora. Along the way, he met the most incredible creatures. First, a fox with fur the color of a twilight sky, who sang melodies that sounded like starlight. Then a butterfly whose wings were not made of tissue, but of a swirling galaxy of stars. He even found a baby deer, its body formed from pure, warm light. Each of these magical beings, seeing the courage in his heart, gifted him a memory orb, a small, glowing sphere containing a moment of pure happiness. One held the sound of a baby's first laugh, another the feeling of a warm hug on a cold day, and another the sight of a perfect sunrise. But as Milo gathered more orbs, a cold, dark fog began to creep in from the edges of the forest. It seeped between the trees, choking the light and silencing the magic. And from the heart of that chilling mist, a figure emerged. He was tall and gaunt, cloaked in shadow, with eyes like two hollow, empty voids. It was the Shadow Collector. "Give me those memories, boy." His voice rasped, a sound like grinding stones. It was a voice that held no warmth, no joy, only a chilling emptiness. Milo clutched the memory orbs tightly. They pulsed with warmth against his palms. For a second, fear threatened to paralyze him. The Shadow Collector was terrifying. But then he looked at the orbs, felt the love and joy they contained, and his resolve hardened. "No," he shouted, his voice ringing with newfound strength. "These memories don't belong to you. They belong to the forest, to everyone." In that moment of defiance, a simple phrase his mother often told him echoed in his mind. Memories never truly fade when they are shared with love. An idea sparked. It was a risk, but it was the only chance he had. Instead of fighting, instead of running, Milo opened his arms wide. He let go of his fear and released the glowing orbs, sending them soaring up into the dim sky. As they rose, they didn't just float, they burst. They exploded into a spectacular firework display of pure emotion. 1,000 points of light rained down, filling the forest with the very essence of the memories they held. Cascades of laughter, showers of bright smiles, melodies of forgotten songs, and a rainbow of vibrant colors washed over the land. The forest was instantly filled with overwhelming joy and warmth. The Shadow Collector, a creature made of forgotten things, couldn't withstand such an onslaught of pure, shared happiness. He let out a terrible scream as the light burned him, and then, like smoke in the wind, he dissolved into nothingness. Instantly, the forest was transformed. The dark fog vanished. The trees stood taller, their leaves a more brilliant green. The streams sparkled with renewed light, and the air was filled with a magical, vibrant energy. The entire forest was brighter, more alive, and more magical than ever before. The time tree at the center of it all began to glow with the intensity of the sun, its light pushing back every last shadow. "Thank you, Milo." Its ancient voice resonated, full of gratitude. You have reminded us all of a great truth. Time is not something kept in clocks or counted in years. It is held in our hearts, in the moments we share. Before Milo could say a word, the brilliant light enveloped him completely. The magical world faded, and with a gentle whoosh, he found himself back under the familiar branches of the old oak tree. The storm was gone. The sun was shining, and the forest floor was dappled with light. It was as if nothing had happened. But then he looked at the tree trunk. The lightning scar was there, but now a faint warm light glowed from within the bark, and inside that glow he could just make out a tiny, intricate image etched into the wood, a picture of a boy, him, smiling. Milo smiled back at the tree. "I guess," he whispered to himself, "the forest really does remember everything." And from that day on, he knew that the greatest magic in the world was the memories we make and the love we share. What an incredible journey! It just goes to show that the most powerful magic is the love and connection we share with each other. Our memories are treasures. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more magical adventures. We'll see you next time.